Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, onion, fennel and cucumber, plum, pear and papaya, aubergine and saya, lime, lentils and quinoa, oatmeal bread and oatmeal flour, watercress and okra, tofu and sweet pepper.
Everything from puncturing to eating incredibly good food at vegan restaurants along the way. Majority of what we've been doing is cycling, and even more cycling, and it's incredible what we've been able to see. We've seen a lot of animals along the way even, both tame and wild. The most amazing cherry blossoms I've ever seen in my entire life, and the most special holy sites in Japan that I've seen so far, maybe worldwide even. Incorporating nature in this way. But since then we've been going non-stop through rain, and even just continuing up mountains, feeling incredibly exhausted. In the beginning it wasn't energy-wise, it was just feeling sore and numb and everything. Just aching muscles. Going from Niihama to Matsuyama is definitely the worst thing that I've experienced along the way. Especially didn't feel very well getting trapped in this cursed village of shadow and death. Getting separated twice, heading the wrong direction, started fighting. It was horrible. It would definitely help to stay longer in Matsuyama. Initially, we booked for only 2 nights but extended it to 3. What you also didn't see that the first day mostly went to trying to find a micro USB to USB-C cable, which I forgot to bring and seemingly is no longer on the market. But the next day was quite chill, going to the castle and everything. Just sad that most places serving vegans weren't open. The biggest issue, however, is really that Udo Johannes' gums is getting more and more inflamed every single day. We've tried different types of medicating her because the equipment that she usually has in Norway is not really standard practice in Japan. She even struggles sleeping at night and still decides to continue bicycling. Well, last time we actually found a Veggeria car, the only vegan option if you want to eat out in Matsuyama. And the food didn't disappoint. So it's just sad that we couldn't eat there every single day in Matsuyama. Despite Udo Johannes' pain and lack of sleep, she pushed through and went on into a stretch that wasn't nearly as far as we would have hoped, because we actually wanted to get further than this. The wind was troublesome this day as well, but we avoided the most of it by going into this ghost town. No, seriously, the northern part of it had almost 0 population. Only a few houses were occupied. But we made up speed really fast and we got there quite early. And then it continues. Not the morning after, but the coming night.
Breakfast today, very similar to yesterday, just a different cereal. And the same soy milk. And a banana.
Enjoying a cup of coffee before we go. I got the rest of the milk. It's made for coffee, so I just put some of it in the glass, and the rest of the milk I poured in the carton. So I got some cafe latte later today. Gorgeous. Well, the clock is now soon 4:10. We have been awake since 3:30. Or Pirora have been awake since 7. I haven't slept tonight. And my gum still hurts. Yeah, the trip continued to surprise. Ironically, this is the best beds we have had. Energy is so good in this house, and this is the most quiet place we slept. It's ideal to sleep, but for some reason I haven't slept tonight. So I guess this will be an interesting day.
This became our solution. It was wonderful. And by the way, this is history of this place. Throughout samurai era and everything. Fantastic.
So we start by crossing the famous bridge. It's a little bit under construction. We have 10 minutes till we can cross. Oh, it's dead early, and the reason is it's gonna rain, and we just want to get to Ikata before it rains, which is not going to happen, but we'll have less rain. There's something we are headed for in Ikata, so we can get there before it opens, stand under something while it rains, then go inside while it rains, then go outside when it stops raining. Oh, it might look like it's quite warm actually. Still blows like crazy, but it's not quite. It's somebody else's. It's biking to us. And looking at me like, oh, a foreigner. Some are like genuinely interested in whoever and whatever we are. Others are just plain racist. It might be sketchy bicycling along this road. I like headlights on and everything. But not as much as you might think. What the heck was that? Anyways, what I like about this is that nobody's out yet. So we have the main road on our own. Yeah, it's highway 378. And it's actually not as windy as I expected. The wind and the frogs. Wow. Oh, those noises. Well, except from the lorry, I mean, nature sounds in the middle of a fishing village. That was incredible. It is awful at the moment, but we need something to drink. Which water should we get? Oh, that one's water. We can have that one.
Yeah, this one. It's better.
Which one?
Aloha's.
You think it's better? We tried it?
Yeah, that's the one we've been drinking.
Oh, true. And it's just the color variation was unfamiliar to me. Music in the morning. I don't know if it's copyrighted, but this is when we're supposed to wake up, right?
Yeah, supposedly.
I'm glad we got up earlier.
Yeah, it was no point in waiting.
No, absolutely not. Alarm sounding. It might be North Korea doing some kind of test. Was it only one? I guess trouble's averted. I guess trouble is averted. Because it only started.
Averted, so we can't go any further?
Well, we can, it's averted. It just stopped. Yeah, we just follow the shore. Yeah, that was scary.
Oh yeah, it was.
But it's actually normal here. Just we're not used to it. It's just when North Korea is doing some kind of test, then the alarm goes off.
Ah, okay, yeah. Well, we're too used to live in safe Norway.
Well, yet we don't know how far Russia will go.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Yamatahama, place where we couldn't stay. We planned to stay there tomorrow, but now fully booked. Like 3 or 4 days everything was booked. Well, it's about time to tell you the full extent of our initial plan. We really wanted to take our time down from Matsuyama all the way down to Uchiko, eating food that we brought with us. Sleep over there and have a good time to check out this traditional village. Definitely would have been worth it, and then have good enough time to head on. Stopping in Otsu City that actually has a Moss Burger, so we don't have to eat food that we brought with us the entire way. And then continue to Yawatahama and sleep over there. And why is it important to sleep over there? Well, it's really simple, really. There is something you got to know about the municipality Ikata. It's full of museums and other attractions, and specifically in her field of interest. And we looked for hotels, and she also explained this in the last video. Every single hotel in Ikata had some kind of fish that you will be given. Meal included, and they are fish enthusiasts. And if you've ever been to a place where there are fish enthusiasts, well, explaining them the ethical issues is one thing. That's usually something people will get like, okay, we have a different stance on this, but in fishing cultures, no. It's absolutely no understanding whatsoever. So I decided that we should stay in Yawatahama overnight so we could just check out as many things as early as possible and just have enough time to reach the ferry. Well, now I know that the reason things were fully booked in the entire area is definitely due to the holidays leading up to the Showa Day. Oh, I should have seen this coming. I didn't, and I feel so embarrassed. And this is why we got up dead early, because we needed to reach Ikata before morning. So we could actually spend the day checking out a few things that Oda Johanna actually would like to check out.
I was going in my head, no, not a tunnel. There is a bicycle and footpath. Hopefully this is throughout the entire tunnel. This gives us a little bit of an idea. I can't see it. No, it says Yawatahama 12 kilometers. This is interesting. Needle workhouse. Mue, do you like needle workhouses?
Nope. Or maybe. It depends on what kind of needles.
I'm like, what do you have against sewing? And then I got it.
Well, having to take a little bit of a rest, we could clearly see that dawn was approaching. We could also feel more and more raindrops, like the rain was actually approaching a little bit earlier than anticipated. Weather forecast was never with us. Oda Johanna was holding up really well actually, despite lack of sleep and immense pain. And I must say that we should have stayed in Matsuyama yet another day, because no, I still felt bad in my legs. Make me wish that I don't have to put the shell trousers on again.
Anna went back down again because I was stupid. I forgot the GoPro. Right there. Oh jeez. The birds has gone off. Yeah, morning. Getting out before dawn was quite chill. Now I don't have to use my headlight anymore.
That is the longest tunnel I've bicycled through. My gosh. No, the air in there wasn't good. It could have been worse, but no, it wasn't good. I struggled a little. At least this is a beautiful little landscape.
Oh yes.
I struggled breathing at the end there.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh jeez, there isn't that much traffic either. Could you imagine bicycling through there with a lot of traffic?
Rather not.
And this is legal.
Yeah. It's actually pretty weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, if this was the case in Norway and they couldn't make a path around, they would make a secondary tunnel.
They would?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Interesting. This downtown is actually really interesting. It doesn't look like people moved away here, so there might be some industry that is active or something like that. Like with Nagahama, it was, wow, so many stores that aren't occupied. Everything that shuts down. Yet, they make sure that it still makes a good impression with it being pretty and everything. But this is pretty, and it got population. Picturesque. Many people watches this and think like, oh, this looks like the village in The Last Samurai. Was it recorded here? No, it was actually recorded in New Zealand. I'm always ready before a new tunnel, but now the weather picked up. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe.
Despite the bad air quality, we were at least sheltered from the rain. A little fun fact about our methods when it comes to tunnels. Usually we let me bike first because I am the slowest. Then Per-Ola comes after, riding right behind me. This is to make as little space as possible in the tunnels, so we won't bother the cars more than necessary. At least it is better to pass two bicyclists in one row than having to drive zigzag between the bicyclist and the upcoming lane. Fortunately, we had a sidewalk through this tunnel, so we didn't have to use the method. Thinking back, I have absolutely no idea of what I crashed into, so I guess it wasn't that serious. We didn't feel much the next part of the road, but the rain just got more and more intense, and we didn't actually know what to do with this.
And out into the rain again. Oh no, I hoped that we get here before this rain. We didn't, which is sad. And what happened next? The heavens opened up over us, and rain down, pouring, drenching down everything. So we hurried under a bridge, stood there for a few minutes, and then we saw there was a petrol station nearby, so we headed over there, and that's basically where our story continues. Okay, this is far more than it was on the better podcast.
Not again!
Not again! I'll have to check this. If it goes down in an hour, we can just stay here maybe, or we can put some more proper clothing on. We're not too far away from the museum though.
No, less than a European mile.
A Nordic mile, yeah. Trapped at this closed petrol station, and we don't know what to do. Sort of close to the museum, but we can't move in this weather even with shell clothing. What happens next time? Stay tuned.